Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I am showing you my 2021 bullet journal setup in my brand new Archer and Olive beautiful A5 notebook. This is my first time using an Archer and Olive notebook. I saw this cover on their website. I just had to buy it. So let's take a look inside of my 2021 setup. I'm going to actually track which Tombow colors I'm using for the month. Here I have included a tracker page. I believe this is from the 108 pack. You can probably guess what my January theme is from these colors here. I have filled that in already. As one should always start out a bullet journal with your grid spacing guide, cutting your page in halves, thirds, and quarters, depending on what special spreads you do. With the Archer and Olive, it doesn't exactly divide in half either way. We're gonna make it work. My quotation for this year is by Morgan Harper Nichols, and she says, "This year will not end like last year at all. You have learned to be free. You have learned to be strong. You have held on to light when the night was too long. You have braved many fears. You learned a new song. And through all of these valleys, you have learned to stand tall. This year will not end like last year at all." So I chose this because 2020
was a year,
and 2021 is going to be a new year and hopefully a better year. So here's my 2021 cover page. My word this year is courage. The past several years, I have chosen words like cultivate or embrace, words that are more internal. I'm very type A, I'm very perfectionist. I like to plan things. I'm a scheduler, obviously, hence the bullet journal. Once you've planned, you've got to do the plan. That takes courage. This will be my year. I chose some quotations that use the word courage in it. Of course, I had to use Courage, Dear Heart from C.S. Lewis, his Chronicles of Narnia, and then Have Courage and Be Kind from the live action Cinderella. And it takes courage to grow up and become who you really are. It's from one of my favorite poets, E.E. Cummings. All right, my health tracker, I'm still tracking my weight goals. And then I put some little tips in here: drink more protein, more veggies, smaller portions, making more meals at home, so don't eat out as much. Fairly easy to do last year since, you know, some of the restaurants weren't always open. Here are some recipes that I have tried, and then some ones that I found, hey, these work really great. And I fell in love with my crock pot again last year, so I want to keep that going into 2021. These are my reading goals for this year. I'd like to read a few more this year. In December, I was right about 70, almost 75. So I was like, you know what, let's push it. Let's do 75, maybe even read 25,000 pages. I know that sounds like a lot. When you're reading almost 100 books, that's only 250 pages a piece. It's gonna go by really quick. Since I do have a lot of books on my Kindle, I wanna read one Kindle book every month. This is my Kindle TBR. I pasted in an envelope, and then inside I have little sheets of paper that I've cut out that has all the names of the books on my Kindle. Each month I get to pick one of these out to read from my Kindle.
super cool. I love that.
Here's my book club. I thought for this year I would paste in the cover of each of the books that I read for the book club, and then I would put my theme at the bottom. This is my time of the month tracker, date night ideas. It'd be nice to have a page that I can just be like, hey, we haven't done this, and then maybe we can check off some of these.
I think it would be really cool.
My year in pixels. So I got this genius idea off of Pinterest, so it is not original to me. With year in pixels, I can not only track my sleep all in one page, I can also track if I'm in bed by a certain time and several of my main habits each and every month. I can combine them all in one.
I'm a genius.
I'm only using my mild liners on this page. I think it's going to look great at the end of the year. Goals for 2021, I have some personal goals, some bullet journal goals. This is my year at a glance. It's probably gonna end up being like mostly birthdays and stuff so that I can remember all of that. Let's try it. All right, here is my January cover page. In December, in my Scribbles That Matter, I wanted to try watercolor. I mentioned in my previous video, I had used the Ziploc bag technique where you can rub the marker on the bag and then spritz it with a little bit of water and then just flip it over and transfer. So I tried that again here. Obviously, I added more than just the one shade. I used just red for December. In January, I wanted to do Frozen color scheme. I don't know if you can see Frozen in this. It turned out more like crayon.
I don't love that.
Again, I'm still learning. It's only January. I've only done the watercolor thing twice. Maybe some other month I'll try it again and we'll see if we get better success with it. The Dreamcatcher theme is super cool. I love it. It looks great. The quote that I put with it here says, "There will always be fear. Do It Anyways. Let Your Courage Inspire the World Around You by Steve Maraboli. So here I just have a little calendar to kind of track personal appointments or any work meetings that I might have. Very simple. Here's my quotation. You are never too old to set another goal or to dream a new dream. C.S. Lewis. And then I just added a little dream catcher here. Turned out really great. Here's my sleep tracker. So I'm going to fill in the actual dream catcher portion with the hours that I've slept, and then I use the feathers as my key. And so here is my habitude tracker. On one side, I'm going to track my habits, and then on the other side, I'm going to bring back my gratitude tracker. I did a gratitude tracker in my very first bullet journal, but I didn't really use it back then. 2020 was so crazy. We made it through the year. We have plenty of things to be grateful for. It's just a really good habit, focusing on what you're grateful for throughout the year. I definitely want to bring that back. I'm going to kind of merge these together into habitudes, so that's why it's named that. It's both of those combined. All right, here's my books tracker. Those are the 3 books that I'm going to read for January, and then as I add more, I can just stack those on top. And then I would also like to track my expenses for the year. I can just put the item, where I bought it, and how much it cost. And then this is the last 2 pages for January. It takes a lot of courage to show your dreams to someone else by Irma Bombeck. Such wisdom there. So I just used a little arrow and made it look like it was holding up a notepad, and I think it looks pretty cute. I'm gonna have a notes page on this side here. I'm gonna track my curly girl method. It might turn into a curly girl page, I'm not sure. All right, so that is my 2021 and January 2021 setup. I hope you guys are having a great year so far, and I will see you in my next video.